This breaking news. This is coming into us. You may have heard. I was sharing some of this with Kira just a little while ago. We're getting our hands on this piece of tape now. Watch it with me. It's going to make you shudder. We're going to warn you from the onset. It's very graphic. You see right there that officer going down. This is a police dash cam from Jefferson County, Alabama. 5 officers with the Birmingham Police Department have been fired now for what they do when this car comes to a stop last year. Police are just now releasing the video. The suspect was on Interstate 59 when the chase began. All right, let's roll this from the top. Let's watch it together. It's about 34 seconds. Let's do it.
Went up on the spike throw. Watch this. Watch this.
And that's what he's in jail for right there, for running over that officer.
It's coming up on the...
Now you'll see it.
Yeah.
And this is where it's going to end, right here. They nudged him. Now watch it.
All right, the problem with this, obviously, is it appears that the suspect, who, by the way, got 20 years for hitting that officer, the suspect seemed to be unconscious when he started receiving blows from those 5 officers, who, again, have been fired. And we just got a reaction. This is from the mayor of Birmingham. This is Larry Langford, we understand. He says his city has come a long way from the days of Bull Connor, and that's the point he wants to... This is very personal, by the way. Take a listen to what the mayor says.
The Birmingham Police Department had a police car, and we better not have one today with the number 13 on it, that had a black cat on the back of it. And that officer would drive through, and he would say, you better be off this street corner by the time I circle that block. And if we didn't, all of us would be arrested, brutalized, or whatever the case may be, and nothing was done about it. As mayor of this city, that is always foremost on my mind, and which is why I know that today's Birmingham Police Department doesn't do that.
Ashley Banfield's joining us now. She's the anchor of In Session from our sister network, live from our New York studios. She's been watching that video with us, as has our CNN security analyst and law enforcement veteran. That's Mike Brooks. He and I have spent a couple of days together following these stories that have been developing now. You know, guys, the video tends to speak for itself. Mike, why don't you start us off? Yeah. Give us your analysis of what you just saw and whether these decisions that have been made by these DAs is correct.
Oh, I think these officers definitely should have been fired. This happened back in January of 2008, Rick. And, you know, you saw the officer get run over. He's putting out the spike strips. You know, and then he got charged. So then
and should have been. I mean, let's watch this again. So, because you have to understand, when you see that happen to your fellow officer, yeah. I'm the guy defending the cops here, okay? My brother's a cop. You're going to get mad.
Oh,
you're going to get mad. Almost unconsolable or uncontrollable.
But you still have to maintain your professional decorum, okay? I mean, last year in the United States, 3 officers were killed in line of duty during vehicular pursuits. In 2007, a California Highway Patrol officer, Douglas Russell, was killed, putting out spike strips, struck by a car and killed. But you still have to maintain your professional decorum. And this guy was ejected from the vehicle.
Look what they're doing right now. This is not professional
They
decorum.
should have come to his aid to see if he was injured and not just brought a
batons out.
Absolutely.
Butt kicking, yeah, maybe that's the way of saying it. Ashley Banfield joining us now.
And I'll be surprised, Rick, if they don't face a possible civil rights violation.
That's what I was just going to go to Ashley with. Yep. Are there mitigating circumstances here, given the fact, Ash, that they just watched one of their own, for all they know, killed and run over by this guy, or is that just an excuse that's not going to fly?
The mitigating part, it's a real tough one to answer because this one is real blatant, Rick, and I think the fact that the department fired all of them within hours of really knowing about this video speaks volumes and will not speak well to their defense, which I guarantee you they're going to need in a court of law because there will be some criminal charges that will come down based on this. And off the top of my head, how about aggravated assault causing bodily harm? Because he was so injured, he thought those injuries had resulted from the car accident, not because he'd taken a kicking he knew nothing about.
Yeah,
misconduct.
Let's talk about that real quick before I come back to Mike real quick, because I want Mike to take us through what happens in an officer's head while he's in a chase. But the fact that this guy was unconscious, it almost makes you think, had he not been unconscious, they probably would have continued beating him. Like it's almost like at some point they realized, why are we beating this guy? He may not even be alive, right? I mean, that's got to be what's going to hurt them the most if this goes to a court of law and a jury sees this.
Well, you know, here's the deal. This happened a year and a half ago. If he had been conscious and if he had known what was going on, we would have known about this a year and a half ago. And I guarantee you several superior officers would not be under internal investigation right now for what they knew and when they knew it and why they covered it up. So the charges are going to branch out in a domino fashion from this once they find out who kept this quiet, why did they cover this up, why did no one know about this, and why did the guy himself only find out that he'd been assaulted at his own trial when they played the video?